Hey, so very quick video. I'm just going to show you my favorite way of reading collected editions, which ones give me, I find, the most easily to read, most convenient, and also the ones that give you the most value for money as well. So starting kind of like in reverse order. So the first one that a lot of people swear by, but I cannot stand, but for some books, some comics, unfortunately, it's sometimes the only option to get. So my least favorite format out of any kind of comic format is, oh God, and that's one of the clues, the omnibus. As you can see, there's a hell of a lot of pages, um, well over 1,200 pages in this particular one. You, first thing that's annoying, you've got to stretch the spine, you've got to separate all the pages, you've got to make sure it opens okay without creaking. Open it up, and it's fucking heavy. You can't just sit down outside or just sit casually and read this. Yeah, my hands already started to ache reading it. It's just cumbersome. It's not a pleasurable read. But like I said, unfortunately, sometimes this is the only option you have if you want to get the full story. So my least favourite is the omnibus. And then after that, the only reason this one's my least favorite, my next in the list, is because just for bang for buck, and that's your standard trade paperback. So this is the one where it collects around about 5 to 6 issues from any company. This one just happens to be Saga Image, but what this is good for getting your instant fix. So these tend to come out straight after, say, a 5 issue story run has finished. Then they'll bring out the trade paperback. Normally the price is quite reasonable. Image and DC tends to be about $17.99 for something like this. Most normally, at the most, $19.99. Marvel, of course, always have an extra $5 because that's Marvel, and they like to fleece people. But yeah, it's okay. It's good for your instant fix, but it's not a favorite of mine. And then next, so really, it's not bad. I do recommend that. That's good for you if you want to collect something on a regular basis. Um, and then the next on the list for bang for buck is these two. So this is the compact comic. This is fantastic for put in your bag, put in your backpack. You can read it anywhere. I read this in the park, not this particular one, but I read a compact book in the park this week. It's just so light. This is $9.99. It's got the full 12 issue saga in here. But the one drawback, this is why it's not higher up, it can be a bit small to read if you have a certain age like me. But I've not had much trouble, to be honest. But it can be a bit, if you like your art to be a bit bigger, that can be a drawback. This is the best value, though, out of any of the ranges. This is just $9.99. Marvel, I'm not that keen on because it's not real. It's not quite a. It's neither one thing nor the other. And Marvel have slapped an extra $5 on those because that's what Marvel do. This is $14.99, and the cover's a bit bland. One thing Marvel has over the compact, though, they do have extras if you like extras, but it's just not as good value. And then the next one's the format this one I really do enjoy this format, and this is the Epic Collection and the DC Finest Collection. Epic Collection loses points for a number of reasons. One, the price. These are somewhere between $10 and $15 more expensive than DC Finest, and they have normally about 200 pages less, at least, than DC Finest. DC Finest, all of them are $39.99, irrelevant of how many pages each one has. So this gives the best value over these two. And then the final one, this is my all-time favourite, and this is the compendium format, and DC's compendium formats in particular. They've just managed to find a way to do it perfectly. It's got a nice sturdy cover. This is the Doctor Fate one. And for just $59.99, you get the full saga. So there's 800 pages in here. Opens really well. So this is basically like reading the same contents as a omnibus, but with none of the hassle, and it's just really good value for money. So this is the best, I think, all-round value, and it gives you, if you want to be a completist, it's a good way to get a full run as well. So you can agree to disagree, but for me personally, best value, followed by definitely DC Finest, and then followed by DC Compact Comics, then your standard trade paperbacks, and my least favourite in the whole world is the Omnibus. I don't understand the appeal, I honestly don't. Now there are others, but I've not what are good, but I've not got enough to really comment on them. I do have the library editions from Dark Horse, which are really good value for the size and the quality. These are the big hardback ones, and then you've got the absolute versions, which are the really big size ones. But again, I've not got those, or Marvel Treasury, which I've not got, so I can't give a fair comment on those. But hope that was informative, and see you soon. Bye.